Vomi was a radiant soul, her beauty not just skin deep, but rooted in kindness, resilience, and grace. Born in a quiet village in West Africa, she had grown up surrounded by the warmth of her family, laughter around evening fires, stories told under moonlight, and the unbreakable bond of love that only a close-knit home could offer. But life, in its cruelty, took everything from her. In one night, a tragic fire engulfed their home. While Vomi was away in the city visiting a friend, her parents, her two brothers, her little niece, all gone, the grief was unbearable, an endless scream buried deep in her chest. She returned to a graveyard of ashes, a silence where life once thrived. Shattered and broken, Vomi knew she could not stay. She needed to escape the ghosts, the memories, the pain. An old childhood friend who had moved to England years ago offered her a chance. "Come to London," she said. "I'll help you settle. I'll be there when you land." Holding on to that single thread of hope, Vomi scraped together the money for a ticket. Her eyes burned with sorrow, but her heart held a flicker of faith. When she landed at Heathrow Airport, she waited and waited. Her friend never showed up. The calls went unanswered. The messages were blue-ticked, but ignored. Alone, in a country she didn't know. With no one to turn to and barely any money, Vomi ended up wandering the streets of London. Days turned into nights. Her once neatly braided hair was now tangled, her bright eyes dimmed, her beauty masked by grime and despair. People passed her by, dismissing her as another lost soul, until one day, in the bitter cold near a tube station, she was spotted by a young man named Elijah, tall, confident, warm-hearted. He was drawn to her, not out of pity, but something deeper. He saw past the dirt and weariness. There was something about her eyes, something broken, but still shining. He approached her gently, offered her a meal, and warm words. When she finally spoke, her voice cracked like dry earth. It was the sound of someone who hadn't been seen or heard in a long time. Elijah took her home, not for charity, but because it felt like the right thing to do. He gave her space, a warm shower, clothes, and silence, the kind that heals. When she emerged from the bathroom, hair washed, skin clean, and dressed in simplicity, Elijah was stunned. She was breathtaking, not just her appearance, but the quiet strength in the way she carried her pain. Days turned into weeks. They talked. She laughed again. Slowly, she told him her story. He listened. He helped her get back on her feet, found her a course in design, her passion, connected her with counselors, and stood by her at every step. And slowly, love bloomed. Not the kind that rushes in, but the kind that grows with every act of kindness, every shared moment, every quiet understanding. Years later, Vomi was no longer the girl on the street. She was a thriving designer, a wife, and a mother of two beautiful children. She and Elijah had built a life rooted in second chances,